Hello, hi everyone, and welcome. Welcome, thank you for joining this event. I am Annalisa Tella, I am a product owner and lead BA from MAPAM Italy, and it's a big pleasure for me today to be here to introduce to you Gagik. He is really an expert on this topic of blockchain. He will tell you about him, but I want to anticipate that he's a graduate in Harvard, he's participating in business communities in MIT. He's the founder of several ICT companies, and also is one person among the first one that invested in blockchain. He will talk about the core parts of blockchain, the part that I like the most, like an ecosystem of trust. So it will be, I'm sure, an interesting speech. As usual, we will be recording this event, and also we will have 10 minutes dedicated to your questions. So you can post your comments or your questions in every moment during the speech. We will do this at the end when the speech will be completed. So that's all for the moment. So I want to pass the word to Gagik now.
Thank you very much, Annalisa. Hello, everyone. My name is Gagik Yerezayan. I am co-founder and council member of Public Foundation. And I'll present to you today our solution for distributed ecosystems. Sorry, as we call it, Internet of Creators. Before the title, we had Internet of Owners, because we believe that what we have created gives ability to really have shared ownership of the space, or we call the web. So a few words about our team and our partnership with EPAM. It has been several years that we have been working together, and we look forward. I have been to many of your offices, including Hong Kong, Shenzhen. I met your blockchain team back in 2017, early days of blockchain. And it is when we also started since 2016. We are probably one of the pioneers of the blockchain technology. And from there on, we have been building Public, which is now live. So Internet of Creators is an open peer-to-peer network owned and operated by all its members. And it's supported by the system of interconnected and native blockchain storage and channel nodes that use the public protocol suite for node-to-node communication, transfer of rights and transaction verification, authorization, storage, and distribution of assets. Like we distribute free content, of course. However, it can take any form of assets. It could be also a marketplace, and instant wealth distribution. So I think this last one is something that Public somehow is one of the ecosystems that really does well. And the network is powered by its native utility token, PBQ, which is tradable, and the participants can exchange it to any fiat or other currencies, cryptocurrencies. So I will present the case of media, because we came to blockchain because of the word media. We have been active participants of the media landscape and publish some of the largest publishing houses in our space. We were partnering with largest media companies like Forbes, Hearst, and many others. And we had the understanding of losing our print to digital, and also trying to understand what it takes to be a journalist and have fair rewards, where you have a very centralized ecosystem. So media was the case which brought us to blockchain, as we were trying to build a real case where we could have shared ownership in a real life. And we didn't find any solution before we came to know the one word blockchain. And from there on, everything came to play. So we realized that we really can build something. So Can you see my screen fully? Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, online media market is very small and unfair and unsustainable. We believe that the media itself, as it is built now, is not sustainable. And 95% of the online content is consumed free. And the most way to monetize it is the advertising. Of course, there are other models like subscription and so on, which is taking leads. Some are believing in profit, non-profit, endeavors in the media, but we believe that this is the most that empowers the economy of the media now. And most of the money is going to a few gatekeepers, as you know. They take almost half of the ad spend revenue, and the rest goes to select few. And we believe that this model and over centralization hinders most of the investments and engagement of the larger audience, which is like 200 million active sites on the net. And those are really demonetized in many cases. I will bring a bit later the case of YouTube to showcase how this is done. But in our reality, we realize that none of the big, large companies have a business model to really understand and tackle the digital space. And centralization is the worst case for them, as they don't own the space. So they have to play in the space of others created for them. So Public has all the building blocks for fully automated peer-to-peer network. And we believe that Public is a real solution to create an alternative economy, an alternative space, alternative media, a new media. Public enables full inclusion. And we believe that this will motivate the investments and create a much larger market. So I think on the questions and answers, I'll probably have a chance to answer to this question, but really we are dealing with probably a working cell of the future Public or peer-to-peer economy or ecosystems. So Public is probably one of the cells that is working and is available now for free and open. So we won in 2019 the showcase of UK Parliament all-party parliamentary group on blockchain, where among 9 industries and 2 companies each awarded. We were only the one company that was awarded for media solution. And currently we have attraction. There are about 300 channels active on Public. 60 million followers with just one channel, and I think we are tackling over $1 trillion market, potential market for media, as we understand it. So our solution is original. We built it from scratch, and it has 3 main pillars, which are original proof of stake blockchain. So we all speak about proof of work, proof of stake, major blockchain networks trying to move into proof of stake. We speak about energy usage and so on and so on. Public is very energy efficient, and it's practically it's proof of utility, because we take into account the utility that every member participant brings to the ecosystem. And the one feature that I want to mention is no matter how big stake anyone has in the network stays independent. So we use a very simple architecture to build a consensus in the proof of stake blockchain. The second one is very important part. So Public is built, the protocol is built through like channels. Each one of them has specific function within the ecosystem or within the network. Distributed storage takes the lead of probably IPFS, which is probably the main storage currently. And there are few projects that address this method. And we believe that we are one of the few that has taken its own view to the building of the distributed storage capacity. So it's very low latency storage node with replication optimization. And this allows us to keep the metadata of the content, let's say the asset, which is content now, free content on the blockchain, making it very light, and keeping the assets, the content itself on the distributed storage. I'll speak about the third pillar, which is a distribution channel, a distributor per se, and it is digital asset distribution and validation nodes that is empowering the entire ecosystem. Together with distributed storage, they are the gatekeepers for the network, and they keep the bad actors from it. So they keep, reporting back and forth to each other, and distribution channel has the power to sign on any content or any asset that goes into distribution through its channel. So by this, we kind of lend the peer-to-peer network to any geography where distribution channel is, and make sure that we are not we are not creating a new world. We are just making it a better place and fair, better with better distribution and protection of rights and so on and so on. So, and we have introduced, because we are not changing the model of advertising with free content. We have introduced a native content advertising engine, which helps us to boost any content within the network. And once it is boosted, it can appear on any channel on public. Imagine you have like million channels, hopefully one day. Then boosting a content will mean that your content will appear on all the channels that don't, let's say, restrict the content that you want to distribute. So, and one more feature for this is anyone can boost any channel, any content, any asset throughout the network. So I've spoken about full inclusion. Of course, no intermediation with blockchain gives you ability to go direct, and no censorship means even if you have a distributor or a publisher in this ecosystem, the publisher has no right to alter the information or the content that it receives. So there is direct link between the content creator and the user of the content. And of course, full IP protection. I will elaborate on this more because this is a fundamental concept for public network. And the second, enabled environment is the total ownership. So we distribute 100% of the revenue generated within the ecosystem back to the society, back to the community, being publishers, authors, blockchain, distributed storage, and other nodes, and it is done every 10 minutes sharp. So the two revenue streams are the advertising revenue generated through boosting. So anyone can boost the content by putting certain amount of PBQs on escrow, and once there is delivery of advertising or showing, then this money is taken by the smart contract and distributed to everyone, in the ecosystem. So, and the protocol allows any business logic implementation. So it's kind of a Lego blocks that you can use to build your own case. For example, we are using views as the main reputation building, building component for anyone participating. So your content, the number of views you generate on your content within the network is what you participate with in the revenue distribution. And the second component of the revenue is of course, newly issued tokens. So we have a schedule very much like Bitcoin or other networks where we issue new tokens to fuel the economy as it grows. And again, every 10 minutes we distribute newly issued tokens to everyone within the ecosystem based on merit. So I said that Public has a very unique, we introduced a very unique concept of content as a service. And by saying this, we make every content, its copies, any parts immutable and authentic. And the content has unique identity that helps us authenticate and link the movement of the content back to the owner. And whatever is done or whatever activity is created on top of the content, the share of the revenue generated by the author and other participants is shared back to the owner. So the owner always gets a fair share of the revenue that is generated by its asset in the network during the exchange. So we assign URIs to the content and make it unique. Therefore, from the posting, your IP rights are protected fully. So this is the current traction. We are missing only the case of Forbes. I will mention about it. So Slog Media is a story log is a channel, the first channel built on Public, and now it has about 1,500 active authors and about 10 million views, about 300 publications, 2,500 authors. Some of them are not very active, so 1,500 is active users. Focus is a very simple channel that we built to showcase how Public works. So you can go to App Store and Google Store and download this application with 3 C's, Focus, and you upload your photos, and you immediately get a wallet where you start receiving income depending on the views on your photo. So any 10 minutes, if you have views, then you will get a certain number of PBQs into your account. ZDF are the #1 broadcaster of Germany, public broadcasters, 30% of the market. They came to us when they learned what we are doing, and they built two channels on the testnet. Tagesschau, Daily News of Germany, and Funk, which is the youth channel. There is a very interesting case when the Funk is a video channel, and they were trying to understand how to utilize the blockchain. So they said during the very hot political campaigns, we will publish the transcripts of the videos on Public, and suggest that people are trying to alter these videos, use out of context. So they would say that this is the place where you have the truth. And then one day they came back and asked, we have made a mistake with the transcripts. Can we change it? We said, no, you cannot change it because it's unique. It's just immutable. But you can alter, and people will see what has been altered, and of course you will create a unique new copy of the content that you have. And they were so happy to learn that now they can go back to their community and say that you can trust that we are not doing any censorship. Everything that you see is authentic and so on. Facilissimo is a Spanish network of 3,000 bloggers. They create like guides on everything of life, and about 600,000 articles. This is a newcomer to Public. They are just trying to get accustomed to the ecosystem and environment. And Scholarian is this kind of spin-off from media, because we are speaking, all these 4 channels are related to media. Scholarian relates to academic publishing. And here we have built a very good engine for scientific publishing. So you can have formulas, as well as there is a science classificator that is built in. So once you start publishing a scientific article, you can choose the field and go down to, I don't know, the tree to find your specific niche of what you are engaged in science. So this ecosystem itself is a bit different from media, because here you can have co-authorship. You can hundreds of authors of one article, and it can lead to generation of jobs, funding, and many things that usually scientist does or a scholar does with his own content, going to conferences, seeking partnerships, and so on and so on. So by saying this, I'm saying the public is live. You can go, register. You can become a node. You can become a channel, a distribution channel. It's open source. All the information is on GitHub, and you can even participate in this in developing the public network. We'll be very happy to see many of you joining and building the future cell of the public economy. So there are market players, others, but we believe that the public is the only one that is really delivering on the ecosystem, is really delivering a solution which can be taken by others to build, their own channels. Steemit, Poet, Voice, they are kind of replicating one or the other model, mostly trying to build a new Facebook. They don't have native solution that can bring all these, parts of the ecosystem, real life ecosystem, to work together in concert. For example, Poet is using Ethereum, Bitcoin, IPFS, and then ERC20 token and so on. So it's all, they have to integrate and build in the environment which is not as flexible as they probably would wish to have. Therefore, I think many projects don't have ability to scale in a way that public can. So public offers a fully integrated technology solution and utility token, which is very important part. It is truly utility, and it can empower us to go very global, addressing the needs of the global community, media community. Very simple example. I'm author in Medium. Many of you know Medium. I'm also author in Public, Slug Media. And here I'm just an author. Here I'm an author owner with my wallet with PBQs that I receive every 10 minutes. This is a very basic model of distribution. So I receive 2 streams every 10 minutes. There is a smart contract working. It is a bit different design-wise now. If you go in and you see that you can receive transfer tokens, and the wallet is multi-currency, so you can use for all other needs that you have. It is listed on the European licensed exchange, so you can go and do whatever means you need to. I know a Spanish journalist, 51 years old lady, who was taking 150 euros with PBQ earnings that she had in the network. So I promised to give you the example of YouTube. So this is like a simulation. What would happen to YouTube if YouTube was using public? So in 2019, YouTube had like 15, they reported first 15 billion revenue. And out of that, 8 billion was distributed to the channels. I think I have made a small mistake. 31 million channels are those that have the least subscription, but I think altogether there are about 40 million channels that YouTube has. So they distributed only to 1%. This 8 billion went to 1% of about 40 million channels that YouTube has. So the rest of the channels that are building what YouTube is, YouTube is built by user-generated content creators. And these are the people who invested their time, money, and energy into building YouTube as it is now. But now YouTube has shifted because of the competition in the market, because of their own understanding how it should be to the big corporate world. And they monetize only the top players. The rest of the channels is demonetized. So also they pay once a month, and they have 5 payment channels: PayPal and bank transfer, credit card payments, and so on and so on, which is very cumbersome. And most of the world probably is not monetized because of this one reason, that they don't have very fast, easy channel to really pay very small amount of money to everyone who deserves it. So administration is a major issue. So this you see the coming to the market of TikTok and others trying to find the arbitrage opportunity with this giant playing not a fair game with its own community. So if YouTube was to build on public the distribution, then YouTube would become like a channel distributor and serve its role. Would not need more money than it needs to maintain the network. Would they earn handsomely a profit? I'm not sure if they are earning a profit or not, probably a little with Google, but then 70% would go to authors, and every single channel, every single author would get a payment in every 10 minutes. So it's 4,000 times faster than what currently YouTube offers. And of course, with this, we believe that 15 billion could become like $100 billion because people would start investing into their own, space. They would be owners along with those who would give them the space of the ecosystem. And this is the power of, network economy that we're talking about. I'll speak about also about 3 spin-off technologies that we are currently working on, and we believe that these are some of the most important directions that technology is taking and will take. And we call them specialized channels because public is built around channels. The channels or nodes, you can call them nodes, but channels are the word that we use to describe the public ecosystem and its components. So our architecture allows creation of many interoperable channels, each dedicated to its own business logic. And it is the flexibility that we have allows creating protocols for conceptually new, let's say, storage as a service and video streaming services and other, trade-offs of the web technology. So I have spoken about storage as a service. So we have already functional storage with good latency and capability of playing its very important role as an important auditor or reporter within the network. And if you translate to other business logics, you can imagine a meter in an energy network. That could be a similar node representing distributed storage and reporting back to the grid, and so on and so on. So the fact that we have this bridging with the PBQ to the from crypto to the real life or real world, fiat world, we can build many models for supporting the distributed storage. Torrent, of course. So in simple words, this will be a paid torrent where you would have more sophisticated way to participate in the marketplace. So the price for the services will be determined by the offers and the demand in the marketplace. Peer-to-peer messaging. I would say that this is very important part of our nowadays thinking. I think we all are concerned about the security of our messaging and the security of the communication. And I think this particular piece of technology that we are working on may give some solutions in the future. I would say that we have probably we're almost 80% done with peer-to-peer communication protocol that we are building now. And it allows node-to-node communication, encrypted, very secure communication. And we employ blockchain very lightly in this new technological ecosystem, where our nodes are light nodes. And they are not working through blockchain, rather they are communicating with each other through the protocol. And I know several other endeavors. Probably there is one that could be called as decentralized as we call it Skynet. So Skynet messaging or communication protocol that addresses the same way as we do. And there are many business case implications as everyone is speaking about private and public, blockchains and networks. And in the early days, especially, there was big hype of R3, trying to link together the banks and many other initiatives. We met with EPAM team during the insurance conference in Zurich, and then I'm sure you have encountered many cases where people are talking about private blockchain, and now more often private public interaction between the two networks. I think everyone has this issue of messaging. We do have already a messaging working within public network, because we do whenever you send or receive any asset, you do message to the recipient or to the sender. We have this implemented already. But what I'm talking about, peer-to-peer messaging, it is a completely separate technology that really addresses the communication issue. And you can think about IoTs. So you can link all the IoTs and many things. I think this is a subject to another presentation, which I will be happy to do when time comes. And of course, video streaming. From 2017, we have been thinking about this. We had many partners who were requesting that we kind of address this issue. We have been working on the video streaming protocol, and the simple concept of it is that you, as an owner of the assets or the stream or the video content, you can throw it or open it anywhere to any participants, and you will be able to control the usage and the rights, your rights. So on that, you can build any model of remuneration and any model of engagement. So I saw one, very highly monetized video streaming messenger back in 2017-18 in New York, where they were like 7th highest earning network in the US, turning into appreciation model like public, engaging the community and giving all the large part of the shares to those who will be building the network. I think the concept that there is no technology without network now is very justified by what we see, what constitutes technology, no matter how good or bad it is. I think this concept is very, very powerful. So any technology that wants to dominate the future, they need to really build on the network and on the community of users, being it B2B or B2C or government to whatever. So we are working on this, and probably this will become part of the messaging protocol that we have. This is probably it. I think I have probably a few more minutes before the question and answers, but we can move into question and answers, so we have more time. And on that, I will elaborate on more. Let me switch.
Okay, we have some questions from Sergey. So they were done while you were talking. So could be also that you already answered. By the way, let's see. So he was asking how many content creators use your solution.
I already, I think, answered the traction of on Slog Media. We have about 1,500 authors. We are now converting all Forbes content. So we have one project which is coming to life by the end of this month, the latest. We have done everything, and we just tested today the latest API, the last API to work with. So what we are doing, we are bringing all Forbes content and building on blockchain, giving them a stamp that it is authentic and it is recorded on the blockchain. So 1,500 on Slog Media. We have a special channel that we built for Latin American journalists from all Latin American countries. It's post2020.world. So they are growing their own community. I mentioned about Facilissimo, which is about 3,000 bloggers. that are coming now onboarding to public, and so on. So we have many initiatives now going on, and I hope that the public economy will start really flourishing after probably 20 to 30,000 authors, active authors on the network. From there on, the PBQ will, pick up, and you will see the power of the economy built on which the public is built. So compared to Bitcoin and others, public really has the power of the economy built by its community. So all the work that is done by community is what creates the GDP, let's say, of the public economy. And therefore, the utility token that represents this, and is the mean of payment and mean of storage and so on, exchange, it's really something that has a value and will start appreciating with the economy growing.
Yes, okay, so this is the trend. Okay. The other question, how user can find information in your system, and do you provide any search engines?
Is the question is if you publish in public, whether the search engines would be able to find the content, or to really yes, answer is yes, but also there is ability to publish already published content on public. Then you will have the link that it is already published somewhere else. In Scholarian, we have a very interesting concept where we created an umbrella. Public is like a repository of the all scientific content that is built on public, whereas the publications themselves are the driving force. So wherever the content is published first, they have the right, and the rest have the ability to distribute the content, and the channel that has the right will earn from the revenues that is created by the other channels.
Okay. And also, have you tokens listed in exchanges, and what price of tokens?
Yes. As I mentioned, it's tradable. So you can go to atax.com. Atax is a European Estonian exchange, licensed, and we didn't list in many other exchanges because it is very interesting. It is an original blockchain, and we always kept the promise to our community. And we said that we don't want to kind of list it, but we list it because we promised that we will list the token. We knew that the price of the token will go down because of the early investors in the ecosystem, and those who will be earning, the early comers will be earning, PBQs. Never go to the market, and of course there is no big liquidity in the market, and so it will bring the price down. So we are in the early stage of Bitcoin, where you can buy pizza with lots of PBQs, but I think, as I mentioned, we are waiting for the community to come to own the space. So okay. We are waiting for the owners of public to really take a lead, and then we are not worried about the price of public at the moment. I think we are building the future, and this is very forward-looking technology, an ecosystem that anybody who comes in will be true owner, and I am sure that there will be very bright days for public ecosystem and its value.
So, Gagiki, is this the biggest challenge, this one of the community that are for the implementation, I mean, or there are other key challenges for this implementation?
Technology-wise, we are very sound, as I know. I'm not a technology guy, so I repeat what my team tells me. So I'm a parrot, who can speak the language. With some knowledge, of course. I have been in technology since 2000 and have seen many interesting projects that I was also as investor and also an executive, and some closings to large companies. So I would say definitely yes, and we really need to find the community that will come to own public. The two things, media and academy, are very opaque industries. It is very difficult to change them. They don't believe that it's like the two mice that find the cheese, and one goes to find and finds the other room with cheese. The other stays and dies. So I think many are calling for media to die because it is very difficult to change. People don't understand the digital. They don't see how they can move. And we have lost lots of money ourselves, investing into print and thinking that it will take some time before it becomes, digital. But digital moves very, very fast, and it is occupied space. And I think it is inevitably the profit model companies like Facebook and others will be replaced with those who will come with much more powerful networks of people owning it. And public is delivering. We are not the marketing guys who promise to build like Facebook or others. It's you who should build, the community who should build on top of the protocol. We have the protocol of the new internet, so use it, build it. It's all yours. We are, I'm an author. I write on public, and I love it. So not being just part of public and speaking about this, but it is really, really something that I'm so surprised that so many people call for public, but they don't see it. It's very interesting, AmiWeb on Online News Association last, delivery of the message of the future of technologies for media. She said, content as a service will be in 20 years where we will have all this content identifiable. I was just going to scream, it's already working. You can use it. You can build your IPs on it. Prove it, and so on and so on. But I think we are very close to that, and pandemic slowed down the movement. But public is very strong in what its delivery of I think it can mobilize the communities to really take on and own the space. So I always say, why we have the web so much polluted? Because there is no ownership, there is no accountability. So the model is broken, the model of clickbait earning and, trying to find these advertising, pay pennies and steal from attention from, others is very much the situation where we have littering on the streets and so on and so on. If no one is watching you. But if you have owners, then you can really build on.
In this regard, maybe we can have the last question because we run out of time. There is Daniel asking, what about users' data? So he's mentioning something that we should be worried, like YouTube or Google. So maybe.
Yeah, it is also a very good question. We also call public a space where you can protect your identity. So you come with virtual identity to public, and for journalists, this is very important. Yes. And we allow building virtual identities. And when you say virtual identity, someone will think that, oh, it is easy to usurp, steal something, and so on and so on. No, I think public is the space of owners, and it is very easy to trace someone who is trying to steal from others. So I think this is one place where you have really a carrot, and working to get the carrot builds your wealth further. So it is better not to steal, rather to build and have the bigger pie with everyone and share. So this is a real model of shared economy.
Yes, probably this is one of the biggest advantage, or maybe one of the pros that is on this blockchain. Okay, so I believe we have no more questions, but mainly we have finished our time. So I wish to thank you very much, Gergik, for being with us. It was really interesting, your topic. So thank you also to the audience. And what else? See you soon. I hope you will also enjoy the rest of the event. And good luck with all your protocol and the next challenges, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I would like to extend big thanks to the, Blockchain Z community, all the team that works. It's a great to be here. I'm very honored, and good luck with all your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
again. Bye.